Have you ever found yourself feeling desperate for approval, willing to tolerate less than you deserve in relationships, or losing your sense of self to gain validation from others? It's a feeling many of us have experienced at some point in our lives. In a world that constantly pressures us to seek external validation, it can be easy to lose sight of our own worth and become overly reliant on others for affirmation. But what if the secret to transforming your relationships and regaining your power lies not in trying to please others, but in learning to value and respect yourself? The Stoics-inspired principles for reclaiming self-respect, fostering independence, and transforming relationships provide a powerful roadmap to living authentically and confidently, where you can attract the right people and build deeper, more meaningful connections. This video will explore the core Stoic principles that can help you transform your relationships, restore your self-worth, and cultivate lasting independence. How do you stop seeking constant validation? How can you foster healthy boundaries and communicate effectively without losing yourself in relationships? Let's dive into these powerful concepts and explore how they can change your life for the better. Embrace Stoic detachment. Reclaim your power. How often do you find yourself seeking validation from others? Are you constantly available to please those around you, hoping to gain their approval, affection, or attention? In today's world, where likes, followers, and external acknowledgement often shape our sense of self-worth, it's easy to get caught up in the need to be chosen. But what if I told you that the key to reclaiming your power and self-respect lies in learning to detach from the need for validation? Stoic detachment encourages you to stop being overly available and desperate for approval. The Stoics believe that our emotions, thoughts, and reactions are within our control, and by choosing to detach from the desire to be validated, we regain our inner power. When you stop chasing approval, you shift the dynamic in your relationships. You stop giving away your value and begin to value yourself. People are naturally drawn to those who have a strong sense of self-worth and independence. When you stop seeking validation, you stop chasing after those who may never appreciate you, and instead you make room for those who see your value from the start. It's not easy to embrace this detachment, especially in a world that places so much importance on external recognition. But the moment you stop living for others' approval and start living for yourself, you take control of your life and regain your sense of power. The Stoic way is about emotional mastery, and by focusing on controlling your reactions instead of seeking constant approval, you gain respect and start attracting healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Raise your standards. Stop settling for less. How many times have you accepted the bare minimum or tolerated disrespect from others? The truth is, many of us settle for less than we deserve out of fear of being alone, fear of conflict, or fear of rejection. But if you're constantly accepting less than you deserve, you're sending a message that you don't believe you're worth more. The Stoic principle of raising your standards is all about setting clear expectations for how you expect to be treated and never settling for less. By demanding respect and treating yourself with high self-worth, you naturally attract others who value you in the same way. You don't have to chase after people who make you feel small, neglected, or unimportant. By raising your standards, you begin to filter out the people who don't meet your expectations, and in doing so, you make room for better, more supportive relationships. What would it look like to stop tolerating disrespect and start demanding the level of respect you deserve? When you raise your standards, you stop compromising on your values and start building relationships based on mutual respect, understanding, and authenticity. People are drawn to those who are confident in their worth, and when you refuse to accept anything less, you'll find that your relationships become more meaningful and aligned with your true self. 3. Build genuine emotional connections. The depth of authenticity in a society that often values surface-level connections and quick fixes. How can we move beyond shallow interactions to form deeper, more authentic bonds? The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of emotional depth and connection in relationships, advocating for a focus on forming genuine emotional connections instead of seeking constant approval or validation. building authentic emotional bonds requires vulnerability, being open, honest, and willing to share your true self. But it also requires the ability to listen and understand the other person. True emotional connection is a two-way street. It's not about simply talking about yourself or seeking attention, but about creating space for others to be seen and heard as well. Emotional depth in relationships is what creates lasting, fulfilling connections that go beyond the superficial. When you approach relationships with this mindset, you start to attract people who value real, meaningful interactions, rather than those who only want a superficial or transactional connection. These deeper connections lead to mutual respect, trust, and a sense of belonging that is far more fulfilling than any fleeting validation could ever provide. 4. Maintain independence and self-respect. Stand strong in who you are. How often do you find yourself losing your identity in a relationship? You sometimes build your sense of self-worth around another person's validation or approval. The Stoics taught that to truly maintain self-respect and independence, you must not let your identity be defined by anyone else. You are whole and complete on your own, and your value comes from within, not from external sources. By pursuing your own goals, passions, and hobbies, you demonstrate that you are independent and capable of standing on your own 2 feet. This independence not only strengthens your self-respect, but also makes you more attractive in relationships. People are drawn to those who are self-sufficient, confident in their identity, and not dependent on others for their happiness or validation. Setting healthy boundaries is also a key aspect of maintaining your independence. Boundaries help prevent you from being taken for granted or manipulated, and they allow you to maintain your sense of self in any relationship. When you communicate your boundaries clearly and assertively, you not only protect your own well-being, but also show others how you expect to be treated. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, and by maintaining your independence, you ensure that you don't lose yourself in the process. 5. Communicate effectively and assert your needs. The power of clarity. How many times have you assumed that someone should know what you need or want, only to be disappointed when they don't meet your expectation? Honest communication is a cornerstone of any healthy relationship. Stoicism teaches that effective communication is about clearly expressing your needs, expectations, and boundaries, and also listening to others with empathy and respect. When you communicate openly, you prevent misunderstandings and unnecessary frustration. You stop waiting for others to read your mind and instead express yourself with clarity and confidence. This doesn't mean being demanding or dismissive of others' needs, but it does mean taking responsibility for your own emotions and expressing them in a way that fosters understanding and mutual respect. Learning to assert your needs doesn't make you selfish. In fact, it's an act of self-respect. By setting clear expectations and boundaries, you create a space where both you and the other person can thrive. Effective communication is the key to building trust, respect, and emotional intimacy in relationships. 6. Showcase personal growth. Always evolving and improving personal growth is not just about achieving external success. It's about evolving as a person, cultivating resilience, and becoming the best version of yourself. When you commit to personal growth, you demonstrate ambition, discipline, and self-respect, all of which are attractive qualities in any relationship. Stoicism encourages us to continuously improve ourselves, not for external validation or to please others, but because growth is a fundamental part of living a meaningful life. Whether it's through learning new skills, challenging yourself, or working on your emotional intelligence, personal growth signals to others that you are committed to becoming the best version of yourself. This focus on growth attracts like-minded individuals who are also dedicated to self-improvement, and it helps you build relationships based on mutual respect and a shared desire to grow together. By showcasing your commitment to personal development, you naturally align with people who value authenticity, integrity, and ambition. 7. Avoid common mistakes that push others away. Stay true to yourself. There are certain behaviors that can push others away and undermine your relationships. The Stoics understood the importance of authenticity and consistency in relationships, and they warned against behaviors that are manipulative or disingenuous. Desperation, over-explaining, losing yourself for someone else, and manipulative behaviors like playing games or trying to incite jealousy are all things that can exhaust and repel others. Instead, strive to be consistent, authentic, and emotionally balanced. Show up as your true self without trying to manipulate the situation or play games. Confidence, self-respect, and emotional stability are the keys to forming lasting, meaningful relationships. Key affirmations. I control my value. I release the need for validation. I deserve the best. I am whole on my own. I grow stronger every day. I create real connections. I stop pushing. I attract. Conclusion. Transforming your relationships through Stoic principles. The Stoic approach to reclaiming self-respect, fostering independence, and transforming relationships is rooted in deep self-awareness, emotional mastery, and authentic connection. By embracing Stoic detachment, raising your standards, maintaining your independence, communicating effectively, and committing to personal growth, you can shift the dynamics in your relationships. You become someone others value and respect, not